Okay, I'm going to try this one more time. Third time is the charm. I have now had a dog and a cat try to get up onto the sofa, and there's not enough room for this reading and the animals to all get up here where I am. I am now frustrated. And maybe this means something to somebody. I don't know. So I'm just going with it as it is. So as always, everything out of the way first. If you like what I have to say, please like and subscribe. If you would like your own reading, please check out my Etsy and my bio. And for my YouTube people, I will connect this to the short that I put up. If it starts to resonate with you, definitely go back, check out the full version. So I was directed specifically to this picture that I drew, and I took the rest of my pictures, and I swear to God, if another animal tries to crawl up here, I'm going to fucking scream. This is the third time I have tried to do this, and I am getting so irritated right now. And maybe you guys can identify with that. Maybe I was supposed to be made irritated on purpose, or maybe they're just testing my patience today, because I have absolutely none. And what is this? This is called Alan Under the Bodhi Tree. I shuffled all of my pictures together, and shockingly, this is the one that came out. Even I was surprised about it. Our clarifiers are the Queen of Cups, the Six of Wands, the Two of Cups, the Empress, and the blank card. This is a piece of artwork that is about meditation. It is basically, it draws inspiration from Buddha under the Bodhi tree. Buddha is meditating underneath the Bodhi tree. The demons come up to him. He puts his hand on the ground and says, "Not today, I'm not doing this." At some point, we have to do that. We have to meditate in whatever way, whether it's video games, sitting with a pet, gardening, whatever your meditation is, you have to do that. And you have to put your hand on the ground, and you have to decide that I'm not going to be irritated about this. I'm not going to get overwhelmed by this. And yes, you are making a decision, and yes, sometimes it's kind of hard to make a decision about that, but sometimes we also have to sit there and look at this and go, how much of this can I make a decision? And that's pretty much what it's about. It's about making that decision and then realizing, excuse me, pardon me, confirmation burp, that when we do that, we actually come back to part of ourselves. When we sit with our animals, when we meditate playing a video game, no matter what kind of video game it is, no matter how intensive the video game is, no matter how silly the video game is and non-intensive it is, you are bringing yourself back to a point of yourself. Now, the Queen of Cups is the Suit of Cups in general is very emotional, and this Queen of Cups seems very emotional to me today. And it's only in sitting here with yourself like this that you can conquer those emotions and bring yourself back down. It's okay to have emotions, but sometimes your emotions can be overwhelming, and you need to sit down and put your hand on the ground and say, I can't do this anymore. And it's when you do that that you come to victory. And you end up with this sense of victory, not over something, not over yourself, but a sense of victory within yourself. A sense of victory where when you're looking out and things come up, you can handle them better because you took the time to be under the tree. You took the time to meditate. You took the time to think about things that were said, think about things that may or may not be wrong, think about things. And one of the things I always tell people, especially when you're neurodivergent and especially when you have ADHD, and I have autism, ADHD, dyslexia, and dyscalculia, and all the fun shit that goes along with it. A lot of times people with ADHD will say, well, I can't, and I can't get my head to calm down, and I can't do this, and I can't. First of all, stop saying you can't, because you can. Every time we say we can't do something, then we affirm to ourselves that we can't. But the most important thing to remember when you have ADHD is, yeah, your brain can't calm down. It can't calm down because it's thinking and seeing everything at every single moment. And one of the things you have to remember is the purpose of falling asleep, which sometimes we have problems doing, is so that your brain can filter its day out so that it can relax and you can relax for the rest of the day. But when you have ADHD, you will sleep 10 hours rather than 8 hours because your brain needs that extra time to filter. And then you wake up and you're exhausted because your brain didn't have enough time to filter. When you have ADHD and you meditate, the point of meditation with ADHD isn't to find a pinpoint and to focus on it. It's to allow all of these different thoughts. You see, you've got the petals coming down, you've got the dragonfly, you've got the remote controller, you've got the cat, you've got the grass, you've got Shunsui's, this is based on Bleach, Shunsui's kimono. You've got the glasses, you've got the tree, you've got the flowers, you've got the sky, you've got everything else that's going along with it and all the waves in the grass, okay? The point isn't to find the petal and focus on it. The point is to see everything in front of you and not interact with it. And thus you're putting your hand on the ground and you're seeing the petals and you're just letting them go. And if your brain goes, oh, what a pretty petal, the rest of you doesn't go, oh, isn't that a pretty petal? It's pink and isn't it lovely? I bet that came from the tree up top. You don't say that to yourself. You just let your brain go, isn't that a pretty petal? Oh, look at the fire, look at the dragonfly. And then your brain, rather than going, oh yes, look at the dragonfly, did you see the one over there and the one over there and the one over there and the one, you don't say anything. You just let your brain think about the dragonfly. You let your brain think about the weight of the cat that is sitting in your lap. You let your brain listen to the death metal music that might be playing because that might be meditative to you. That might be calming to you. You let your brain think about the game you're playing or the game that you're going to play. And rather than interacting with how you're going to play that game next, you just let your brain think about it. And after a while of your brain just thinking about this game, feeling the weight of the cat, knowing that the petals are there and feeling the dragonfly around you, all of a sudden your head is blank. Your brain has slowed down because it has had a chance to meet itself is basically what it comes down to. It has had a chance to slow down. And in doing that, 755 on the timer, you come to an all stop. And you kind of come to this point where you actually find the you within. And in doing that, you've now put your hand on the ground. You don't have things racing through your head because your brain was allowed to actually think about these things. Your brain was allowed to take the things in without interacting with them. That's what this picture is about. It's about allowing yourself the time to put your hand on the ground and not interact with anything. Just let your brain have the thoughts and let the thoughts go by. If you think, oh, Aunt Midge has an appointment tomorrow at 2 p.m., just let that thought go by. And if you're worried that you're going to forget about this appointment, you're not. Because the moment that your brain thinks about it and it leaves, the moment that your brain thinks about everything else and each individual thing leaves and your head becomes empty, that's when your brain can go, oh yeah, that's right, that appointment is tomorrow. And when you get up, you'll write that down in a spot that you'll remember. And the more that you do this, the more you come to know yourself. Okay? And you become less emotional, less erratic, less confrontational, less, we don't use the word spicy for two reasons. One, as a Mexican, it just feels racist. Oh, look at her. She's a spicy Mexican. Isn't she hot-headed and hot-tempered? No, actually, I'm not, Elisa. I'm not. And when you're neurodivergent, people like to use the form neurospicy because we are kind of hot-headed. We are very literal, and we're not going to put up with your bullshit there, Susan. We're not doing that, Patrick. We're not doing that. And so people like to use the word spice as an off. It's kind of like an off racial slur, and it's kind of like an off... I can't think of the other word I'm looking for, but you know what I'm saying. So we don't use spicy. We don't use neurospicy. We just are what we are. And that is truth tellers. And if people don't like that, if people, don't like that fact, there's not a thing that we can do about it. Not at all. If you didn't want to know the truth, why did you come to me and ask the question? But doing this meditation and making this stuff be the way it is, it kind of helps us bring us back to center, so that when somebody does egg us on and we do get overly emotional, we can dial it down a notch and go, okay, whatever. Excuse me. And in doing all of that, we become less emotional and we meet ourselves. And it doesn't mean that we're not emotional. It doesn't mean that we don't have emotional points, because we will always have emotional points. It just means we become more of the Empress, where we're able to bring in those emotions. We're able to navigate those emotions better without going off the handle, because now our brain can think. Now our brain has a moment to stop and step back, because we took the time to sit under the Bodhi tree. We took the time to put our hand on the ground, and we took the time to let our head clear, so that when information does come in, it's easier for us to deal with that information. Does that make sense? I feel like I need to leave it here. So take that how it resonates. I hope that helped everybody. Even I didn't really know where this was going. So yeah, there you go. Be good, behave, be happy, be yourself. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I love you.